We also know that for the digestive system, we have the stomach, we have the esophagus, we have the both the intestines, the small and the large intestine, and they are going to be working with taking food and transforming that food into nutrients for the body. Okay, so for the respiratory system, as the name itself, is going to be working with breathing, respiration. Okay, and for this week, I gave you this little thing here. This is a presentation about the respiratory system. As you can see, we are going to be learning about the lungs and how they work to help us transforming the oxygen that we obtain from the air into what is necessary to keep breathing, okay? Because breathing is a really important process for the human being. If you are alive, you need to breathe. Even if you are not human, if you are an animal, a dog, a cat, even plants, they breathe. So you know this is really important. So for the respiratory system, we are going to be learning a few things. We are going to be learning about the function, how does the lungs work, and the parts of the respiratory system. Also, we are going to be answering a few questions like, why do we sneeze? Why do we have hiccups? And we are going to be learning about a few diseases related to the respiratory system, like allergies, asthma, bronchitis, etc. So as I was saying before, air is important for every living thing, including plants. So the first thing that I want you to do is, I want to see everybody breathing. Do you know where your ribs are? Do you know the ribs? Do you remember the ribs here on your chest? So everybody place your hands over your chest on your ribs, okay? On the ribs. Yes, Victoria, you too. So place your hands over your ribs and you're going to inhale. That means that you're going to be taking air. Take some air. Breathe. Keep it inside. Keep it inside. Okay, now exhale. Again, take some air. Inhale. Keep it inside. Now release. Okay, so as you were able to feel, every time you take some air, your chest blow, like it's going to be blowing, like a little balloon, okay? And when you release the air, it goes back. So there is something here over your ribs that is going to be, no, that, beneath your ribs, that is going to allow your body to expand and to go back, okay? So this is a muscle called diaphragm, and it's also included in the respiratory system, okay? So like I was saying, every time you breathe, you have to notice that the movement is going to cause your body to expand and to retract. And for that, we use the diaphragm, okay? This is the first part of the respiratory system that we are learning about. So, the respiratory system is a biological system that allows us to breathe, okay? And through the process of getting oxygen and releasing CO2, okay? We are going to have nasal cavities, the nose, those two holes that we have here, nasal cavities. The mouth is also a part of the respiratory system. So as you can see, the mouth is a part of the digestive system, but it's also a part of the respiratory system. So it has many functions. We also have the trachea, we have the bronchi and the lungs, and the diaphragm that I mentioned before, as you can see in the picture. Okay, so I placed a little video here for you to watch. I really need you to take some time to watch the videos because they are going to give you a lot of useful information for you to complete the practice and for you to know how the lungs work, okay? So, like I was saying before, for the respiratory system, we have the trachea, the bronchi, and the diaphragm. The trachea is like a filter, okay? So the air we breathe and bronchus into the bronchi, okay? So the bronchi are two tubes that branch off the trachea and carry air into the lungs. The diaphragm is a muscle, like I was saying, that contracts and relaxes. It gives the lungs a bigger or shorter space depending on the situation. And it's going to allow us to expand and to retract the chest. Are you able to see this little picture here? Do you see how the chest expand and contract, okay? Just like this. So the lungs are going to be the most important organs of the respiratory system. Into the lungs, the oxygen is taken into the body and they transform that oxygen into carbon dioxide to be released out of the body. And they do that using the circulatory system. Oxygen and carbon dioxide goes through the blood, okay? We are going to be learning a few more about that next week when we learn about the heart and the blood. So we have two lungs, okay? We have two lungs, but they are not the same because the left lung is going to have a small little place where the heart accommodates itself. It's like a heart bed. It's a bed for the heart on the left lung. So this is why the left lung is going to be a little bit more short than the right one, okay? Because as you know, the heart goes in the left side of the body. Do we have any questions so far? Does anybody wants to ask something? Everything is clear so far? Excellent. Okay, so as you can see here, this is how the heart moves. It beats constantly. If your heart is not beating, then you're gonna have some problems. And these are the lungs. We have the right one, which is longer or bigger, and we have the left one, which is going to have a small space on the bottom to accommodate the heart, okay?
Teacher, why is one big and the other one is like, why are they not the same size?
Because of this, sweetie. Do you see the image here?
Ah, yes, yes.
Okay, so as you can see, the left lung is going to have a small, it's like a curve, like a small space for the heart to like sit there, okay? Like a small chair for the heart.
Okay.
That part here, this one is not going to have it. So this is why this one is going to be bigger than the left lung.
Okay.
Okay, so like I was saying before, oxygen and carbon dioxide are going to be transported through the blood. And in the blood, we're going to find something called hemoglobin. Hemoglobin. Hemoglobin means hemo, blood, globin, like round. So the hemoglobin is the oxygen transport protein used in the blood of humans. Hemoglobin captures the oxygen in the lungs and put it into the blood. Okay? So let me ask you something. I'm gonna make a quick question here. If we are going to be transporting the blood through the hemoglobin into the entire body, and we need oxygen to survive, what is going to happen if we don't have enough hemoglobin? What if we have low hemoglobin? Marcos.
We can't be capable of carrying enough oxygen, and we will be losing our brain cells and then die slowly. It's like if we were trying to breathe, but no air comes in or comes out. And
Exactly.
I have a question.
Yes,
Hemoglobins work with the iron in your body.
yes. Also, iron.
Oh, okay.
Okay. But today we are talking about oxygen. We are going to be talking about iron and anemia when we are talking about the circulatory system. So if we use the blood and the hemoglobin to transport oxygen into the cells of everybody, that means that if we don't have enough hemoglobin, we are not going to have enough oxygen to maintain all of the body cells, okay? So it is really important. As you know, without oxygen, cells are going to die, okay? We need to breathe and we need oxygen to maintain the body functions, okay? So let's talk about hiccups. Does anybody know what hiccups is? It is really nice to have hiccups, right?
It's Igbo, right?
Yeah,
No, teacher, it is not great. I don't like it.
people like having,
It's annoying.
yeah, it's really annoying and sometimes you don't find a way to make it stop.
Teacher,
Sure.
and sometimes when you're talking about something important, you will start having hiccups and you're like, so, and then,
Yeah, that
Teacher.
happens. Yeah.
Teacher, what caused the hiccups?
Okay, so hiccups is when the, do you remember the diaphragm that I was mentioned before? So it happens when the diaphragm moves really sudden, okay? So it's not voluntary, as you know, because you cannot control when it happens and when it stops. And there are many causes. Sometimes even stress can cause you to have hiccups. Sometimes when you have a really important presentation, you feel stressed and you start breathing like fast because you are anxious and nervous, and that causes you to move your chest a little bit more fast, and the diaphragm is going to begin to have this sudden movement, and that's going to cause hiccups. Okay, it usually only lasts for a few minutes, and there is not really like any medicine for you to take to stop having hiccups. There are some like um, hu- urban legends about how to stop the hiccups. Like when you get scared, it's gonna stop. Uh, some people, when the babies are having hiccups, they take like a little piece of something, some fabric or something, and they put it on the forehead, and they say that that is going to stop the baby from having hiccups. But really is that when you have hiccups, you are only focusing on the hiccups, okay? So when you get scared, this is only a theory, okay? It's not really like this is for sure, but some people think that when you have hiccups and someone scare you, you're going to stop thinking about the hiccups, and that's going to calm your body, and this is why the hiccups stop. And the baby, when they put something into the forehead, they're going to be looking at that thing. So they're going to stop thinking about the hiccups and focusing on the little thing that they have. But this is only a theory, okay? What we do know is that hiccups is caused by the diaphragm, and it's related to the breathing process, the respiration, okay? So this is why we are mentioning. Do we have any questions so far?
Me,
Yes? Tell me.
teacher, desde que yo era chiquita, mi mamá me decía, mi abuela, mi mamá, mi papá, así Bianca y bebe agua y que se me quitaba el hipo.
Yeah,
Y aún me lo siguen pidiendo que lo haga a mí.
sometimes that works, and it's for the same, you know, because you're going to be focusing on something else, and you're swallowing, so that's going to decrease the movements that your diaphragm is doing. But like I was saying before, it's not really like that certain. It's really more like a theory, okay? But I have tried the water with my nose stuck, and it works. So I don't know. Okay, so here I'm going to leave a few exercises for you to try at home. This is something that we learn by doing yoga. When people do yoga, they have to learn how to breathe, and they have to learn several types of breathing because we have different types of breathing, okay? And for you, I want you to use the information that I placed on the presentation to learn different types of breathing. I want you to try that at home. It's really simple, okay? And I need you to write down the, the experience. What was more difficult for you to do? What was easier for you to do, etc. And how do you feel when we were doing those different types of exercises using your respiration? Okay? So, yes, Diego?
O sea que tenemos que respirar diferente y escribir cómo nosotros respiramos.
Yes. On the presentation, the last slide, I describe different types of breathing. Let Let me show you.
Teacher, but how are we going to breathe like a different way? Because like,
When you read, let me show you. Okay. Here, for example, we have nostril breathing. Okay, nostril. So, how do we do that? We have to inhale through the nostrils and exhale through the mouth. We take using the nose and we put it out using the mouth, okay?
but that's more difficult than normal breathing.
Yeah, so this is why I want you to try. For example, when we are doing exercises, we are supposed to inhale through the nose and exhale using the mouth, okay?
Why?
This is the correct way to do it. When we are, for example, playing basketball, baseball, doing exercises,
That
we are
is
supposed to do it like that.
that is for you not to get that tired.
Yes. And for you to control, because when we are breathing too fast, the heart is going to be doing extra job, okay? It's going to be like pumping really fast. And
And
that's
he's gonna get,
something,
he's gonna get, teacher. He's not gonna get like tired because he's gonna get tired.
it can cause like your heart to pump really fast and you can have like chest pain sometimes if you're not breathing correctly while exercising, okay? And for example, we have the abdominal breathing. We know that the abdomen is here, your belly, okay? So we are going to try this. And when we are doing the abdominal breathing, we have to contract the abdomen, the belly, okay? We have to move the belly. So as you can see, they are different, but they all have a different and a very important process, okay? So I just want you to try them and to write your experiences, and you're going to share that with me in our next class.
Teacher, we need to try all of them.
Yeah.
¿Qué clase? Hay que respirar.
Yeah, we have to breathe, but also we have an assignment. Yay! I know you're happy. So,
So,
also,
teacher, we need to
Me
do
gusta
the
esta
thing
tarea
of
porque es muy
the
fácil. Es
respiration,
respirar.
¿verdad?
respiration, that's too hard. Una tarea muy
Sí,
difícil. Oh,
respirar es difícil.
Sí. Okay, teacher, but we need to do that homework. But we have another assignment.
that is not really an assignment. That is only for you to breathe at home and for you to like share the experience. So it's not really that complicated, you guys. The other
Hay que escribir.
Teacher, I know because breathing at home it's very complicated.
complicated. Oh my God.
Very complicated.
Okay.
Profe, hay que hacer lo del respiratory system practice.
And this one here, respiratory system practice 1.
Teacher,
Respirar.
No, this is another practice. I'm gonna show you.
Ah,
teacher,
pero igual,
tenemos que
eso no
poner
importa.
cómo respiramos.
Yes, sweetie. Okay, so for this week, we are going to be doing this assignment. This is really easy. All you have to do is read the presentation by yourself at home, and then you're going to complete this.
Respiratory.
As you can see, the letters are going to be for each part of the respiratory system. After that, we are going to be answering a few questions, 5 questions. For example, the number 2 and number 3 are going to be for investigate, okay? After that, you don't have to do this, okay? You all you have to do is look at the picture and place the name that you think each thing is going to represent. For example, we have balloons here. What are representing those balloons? Who can tell me? Who knows? The lungs.
The long.
Lungs.
The lungs. So you have to put it here, okay? It's really, really simple for you to do. You have to complete that, and you have till Sunday to submit into Moodle.